Trump openly admitted on live TV to doing the thing he's accused of in the impeachment inquiry. Trump admitted to holding up military aid to pressure Ukraine to investigate a baseless conspiracy that it interfered in the 2016 election.
Here's a summary of the article.
In a Friday interview on Fox and Friends, President Donald Trump admitted to holding up military aid to pressure Ukraine's government to investigate a baseless conspiracy theory that Ukraine interfered in the 2016 U.S. election. Trump referred to the conspiracy theory that Ukraine is hiding a mysterious Democratic National Committee server that contains incriminating evidence of Ukrainian interference and Democratic collusion. The co-host Steve Doocy, appearing to anticipate the path Trump was going down, asked incredulously, "Are you sure they did that? Are you sure they gave it to Ukraine?" In less than a minute, Trump appeared to, for the first time, link the 2016 conspiracy theory to the vague corruption concern his allies have cited as rationale for his withholding the critical military aid to Ukraine. At the center of the inquiry is the July 25 phone call in which Trump repeatedly pressured Zelensky to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter over Hunter's involvement with the Ukrainian natural gas company Burisma Holdings. Since details of the call emerged in a whistleblower complaint, over a dozen witnesses have testified in the impeachment inquiry, saying the call was just one data point in a months-long campaign by Trump and his allies to strongarm Ukraine into publicly committing to launching the investigations Trump wanted in exchange for vital military aid and a White House meeting. Ukraine didn't know about the freeze in security assistance at the time of the July 25 call, so there was no way Zelensky could have felt pressured by Trump.
This post received a score of 81,856, with an upvote ratio of 80%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
It's surreal. If you tell him that it's bad to admit that aid was conditioned on investigations, he will say, "Yeah, I didn't do that." No quid pro quos. Fake news. Then start a stopwatch for 15 seconds, ask him again, and the reply will be, "Of course I did, it was perfect."
Rick James all over again.
See, I never just did things just to do them. Come on, what am I gonna do? Just all of a sudden extort somebody to screw over somebody like it's something to do? Come on. I got a little more sense than that. Yeah, I remember extorting Ukraine to screw over Biden.
Buy another election, you rich motherfucker.
Clearly that is all hearsay. Donald has never even talked to President Trump.
Have you ever seen both of them in the same room?
First of all, he barely knows the gentleman.
But he seems like a really nice guy. But also he was an Obama-era plant and a deep state hoax.
Don't forget the ties to the underground pizza kitchen daycare shoe factory that is a front for a child sex ring. Spelling.
This is deliberate. They are trying to clearly separate this part of the investigations from the Biden-Burisma part.
It's the opposite from what I've seen. They're trying to combine having the Bidens investigated and investigating Ukrainian election interference and pretending it's all the same.
Trump cares deeply about corruption, which is why he demanded Ukraine's president announce investigations into the corrupt practices of Joe Biden and his family while not actually giving a shit if they happen. Corruption is so important to Trump he never mentioned corruption in any of his discussions with Ukraine despite him being a deliberate talking point provided for him by his staff. Corruption is so important to Trump, he removed a career diplomat from her post and spent weeks smearing her on national television because she strongly pushed anti-corruption efforts in Ukraine. Corruption is so important to Trump, he practices it every day.
Exactly. He cares so much about corruption that he also sent Rick Perry with a list of his donors to give to the new president for suggestions on who to give a major energy deal to. One of his major donors got the job. I wonder if that's why he resigned when all this started blowing up. Edit clarity and by his I mean Rick Perry, as I feel I could have typed that better. Link.
He cares so much about corruption, 8 of his former staff including a personal lawyer of his went to jail this year. Why didn't he start there?
So, that should make the inquiry easier, should it not?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.